When struggling with depersonalization, it's important to know that you can always rest your mind. Whenever you feel an overload of stress, overwhelming tensions, or extreme pressure, you have the opportunity to take a rest and refresh your mind. A mind tired from introspection and deep study of oneself is sure to need a rest. One who has fallen into this habit of self-examination welcomes a break from the stress it produces in the mind. Weariness will subside when you apply one of our mind rejuvenating therapies. Just using our mind clearing and thought separating is enough to give your mind the rest, the rejuvenation, the revitalization it longs for. This is why it is imperative that you practice these skills over and over again, and then they will become second nature and work for you. The tired mind will feel released from the trap it's been in. This, along with good sleep habits, good rest habits, good food habits, diet and nutrition, serotonin boosting, will give you all you need to overcome all the symptoms of depersonalization and prevent their return. Your mind will finally receive a break from the intense worry associated with anxiety and depersonalization. Besides the skills we have already taught you, the different techniques, there are also many other ways to rest the mind. I often find yoga a wonderful choice. It combines breathing with stretching, which calms and relaxes the muscles at the same time. I did a lot of yoga on September 11, 2001, when my mind and body felt shocked from the course of events. Yoga was the one thing I resorted to that calmed me down and allowed my mind to simmer down and think clearly. You know how your mind can absolutely run away with you when you're really upset, and it's good to focus on something, and yoga fits the bill. There are many very good yoga videos available. The one I own is by Patricia Walden. It's called Beginner's Yoga. She was a student of the renowned Rodney Yee. It's very enjoyable, easy to do, and will help you clear your mind and promote recovery in the process. It's like taking a mini vacation, especially in times of stress. You know, I really love to read, and when I find a book that really grabs my interest, it takes me away from all the stresses in life. I highly recommend finding an author or book that you love to read and get involved with it. This is something that takes you away like nothing else can. Just knowing I have a book on my night table waiting for me that I'm totally involved with is just such a good feeling, and it really takes you into a better place of peace, calm, just losing yourself in something. It's a great feeling, and it really gives the mind a rest because you're not thinking about yourself. You're not getting lost in introspection, fear, and worry. My suggestion is to find your local library and use it. I am also a firm believer that one can rest their mind by tapping into music. It doesn't have to be soft music. It doesn't have to be chamber music. It doesn't have to be classical. It can be any music as long as it feels good to you. There's nothing like selecting the CD of your choice and relax into music therapy. It will take you out of all your worries, all the tension, all the stress as you drift into sounds and melodies that soothe the mind. It can even be rock and roll. It doesn't matter as long as it speaks to you. It was once stated that 10 minutes of listening to music is equal to taking a Valium or any other tranquilizer, and I completely believe this. Music does have the power to get in the brain and soothe and relax. If dancing is your thing, then by all means allow your body to feel the music too, regardless of the beat. It can be fast, it can be slow, it doesn't matter, just feel the music. Movement alleviates muscle tension, and this is a combined method for relaxation and silencing the mind. Water therapy is another form of relaxation that clears the mind and quiets the body. It gives the mind a chance to rest and the body as well. Swimming, floating, and just relaxing in the water is the way to go. It's extremely meditative to allow your body to flow through all stresses, worries, and obstructive thoughts. Repetitive movement is known to be highly relaxing, and swimming back and forth promotes a type of repetition that is very conducive for clearing the mind, resting the mind, and rejuvenating the mind. How could it not? What is more relaxing than floating? Of course, one of the most common forms of resting and clearing the mind is meditation. There's nothing like it, and if you use it correctly, it can be your tool for alleviating stressful thoughts, overwhelming tension, and upsetting body symptoms. Easy to use, convenient, and readily available, meditation is the way to go. No expense, and the rewards are great. This is why so many are hooked on this method of relaxation and wouldn't miss a day of mind resting, mind clearing, and mind relaxation with it. The only requirements are to wear loose clothing, find a comfortable spot to sit, and close your door to ensure peace and quiet. Most people choose to meditate first thing in the morning or before they go to sleep at night. Others do both. It's your choice. Everything you do is always your choice. No pressure, no set rules. The goal is relaxation and a fresh mind. One thing that does help is if you meditate on an empty stomach, and so we suggest you do this before a meal. This holds true for yoga as well. It's no fun stretching in many positions on a full stomach, plus it can interfere with the pose. Meditation is about feeling centered, balanced, and finding peace. It's the mind-body connection and how closely related they actually are, giving you the opportunity to use your mind to influence the body in a positive sense. I personally find mind clearing and thought separating as an instant form of meditation. It works for me and it always has. Whenever I'm stressed out, I realize that I am absolutely thinking negative thoughts over and over again, exhausting my mind, feeling pressure, tension, and stress. This is when I have to stop what I'm doing and start catching myself doing this. I have to gently but firmly shift my thoughts into something more productive and move forward. And this is what you need to do as well. I frankly find this is better than any type of formal meditation. I also find that thought clearing works equally as well. Anytime I become so concerned about a worry, I have to stop and look at this worry. I have to look at what I'm obsessing upon, what I'm thinking about, what I'm worried about, and put space between me and the thought. When you're really upset about something, you and the thought are one. This is why you have to observe it, witness it, look at it, and then separate from it. By doing so, you are putting space between you and the negative thought. This stops the negative process, and believe me, this beats any type of meditation for giving the mind a rest because you've cut it off from the habit of worry. Without worry, the mind refreshes. Every single moment that you don't worry, the mind is healing. This is a natural and permanent recovery process. The next time your body feels tense, tap into your sensors. Where is the tension? Can you describe this specific place? How tense is it? How big is the tense area? Picture it. Picture the color. Experience it fully. And don't shrink from it. If you center on it closely and observe it neutrally, you can actually experience it through. This works for headaches, backaches, foot pain, and tension. In one of the earlier CDs, I talked about recreational therapy. This too gives the mind the rest it needs. But don't defeat the purpose when you go outside for a walk. Don't take your worries with you. Leave them at home. There is no place for introspection when you're immersed in activity, and this is why a sport is so wonderful for you as well. You can't worry while you're playing sports. You can't do two things at once, especially these two things. Finding something you can immerse yourself in helps tremendously. This is why learning a musical instrument is so important. What you do is focus upon it, and anything that you're studying gives your mind a different focus. It takes the focus away from worry and puts it on something productive. With a recreational activity such as a sport, it's the same. If you're focusing on throwing a football, you can't be worrying about how you're feeling. Think about it. It makes perfect sense. Tennis, golf, baseball, anything that requires your full attention is healing because it takes your mind off of yourself. There is another very simple form of meditation that you can use whenever you can't fall asleep at night. And this is so easy to use, I can't even believe it. If you're lying there at night and you can't fall asleep, try listening to outside distant sounds. It works every single time. This removes the mind from introspection and onto something outside of yourself. Listen to the wind, the rain, or waves if you're lucky enough to live near the ocean. This is absolutely the most simple form of meditation. You'll be asleep before you know it. Anything to give the mind a rest is healing. You know, sometimes late at night when I can't fall asleep, I'll even turn the radio on to talk stations. Listening to something other than your own mind is healing, even if it's the radio. As I've said before, every moment that you're not thinking about yourself, your mind is healing, refreshing, and revitalizing itself. The goal here is to get present, get in the now, stay in the moment, and don't drift into the worried section of the brain. Stay away from what happened yesterday, what might happen tomorrow, and remain in the moment. This is the healing place, in the moment. Find that space and you'll be home free. I firmly believe that we have to look for our own joy in life. Sometimes you have to search out a bit for it, but it's worth seeking. We all become set in our ways and unwilling to seek out things that interest us. We need to keep growing. We need to keep finding the joy in life. Everyone gets in a rut, and that's why it's essential to make the effort to seek out your joy, your passion, your interest. Anything that takes your mind off yourself is helpful. I happen to know someone who began volunteering, and this changed her life. Being with someone who needed her more than she needed herself stopped the worry, stopped the fear, and stopped the symptoms of depersonalization. It pulled her right out of herself and back into life again. Think about helping out at a senior center. Think about helping out with children. Think about helping out at an animal shelter. All of these will help you heal because they'll be taking you out of yourself and focusing on someone or something that needs you more than your thoughts do. What a gift! You think you're helping someone else, and yet this is helping you more than anything. It's relieving you of the habit of introspection. It's allowing your tired mind to heal. It's leading you to permanent recovery from depersonalization and derealization. You can do this. This is the natural way to rest a tired mind. This is your way out. This is something you can do yourself. No need for medication or anything else. It's the simple, permanent recovery plan. Use these skills, use these methods, use these techniques, and you will find recovery. Once you learn them, you'll have them forever, and they will always work for you. Life may have been a struggle with depersonalization and derealization up until now, but now you understand what is going on, you know what the triggers are, and you know how to cope with these feelings. Most of all, you know how to interrupt them, how to turn them off and prevent their return. Remember, you are not ill. You never have been. You have had a tired mind, but now you know how to refresh it and keep it that way. We are all human, and we will all experience stress in our lives. If you find your stress is building, listen to this program again. This will refresh your memory, remind you of what you need to do, and restore peace of mind. And don't fear that depersonalization will return again, because once you know all these facts, it's very difficult to slip back into the habit of negativity and mind exhaustion again. You know too much to actually slip back like this. You know the difference between being tired and being exhausted. A tired mind is much different than a tired body, and I believe you recognize this now. You know all the pitfalls, and you know how to deal with this properly. Continue using all the techniques, exercises, and methods we discussed. Use the diet and nutrition plan as well, as this will create a mind and body that is less reactive to stress. Most of all, keep reminding yourself that you are not ill, never have been. No damage has been done, and you are fine. This has been a learned behavior, a tired mind, and that's it. It's time to pick up the pieces and enjoy your life again. You have the power to do this. It's your choice. It always has been. Have a wonderful day.